everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host here, Chantele Francis, and if this is your first time on this channel, well then welcome. We talk about reality TV and any gossip that is around with it. So make sure, if you haven't already, please subscribe right down below. So joining me in this new segment that we're gonna introduce today, it's What's Happening Wednesday, where we talk about hot gossip in reality TV. And it's also our 100th subscriber day. So it's a celebration day as well. So Nick, maybe give us a little bit about yourself and reality TV history.
Okay, I've been watching reality TV since it came out, since I was 12. I'm mostly obsessed with Big Brother. I am a dreamer that I'll get on the show one day, and I produce my own, a little homemade one. So that's my life. So I'm happy to talk about Big Brother today.
And Barbara.
Hello. Yes. So for me, I've started with Survivor. That was my go-to reality TV show, and then Big Brother. I kind of started watching from season 2 onward, and yeah, I love playing the backyard Big Brother games that you guys have. And I'm excited to talk about this today. So let's go.
What we're going to be talking about today, I'm sure everybody that's watching this video knows the news, because we've been waiting for like a cast announcement or something that seemed concrete. There's been rumors, there's been, lists that have come out that have been true or debunked as untrue, whatnot. But today TMZ has leaked that the Big Brother 22 cast has started to be sequestered as of yesterday, I believe, July 21st, Tuesday. And they are going to be doing some COVID testing for the next 2 weeks. And there are a couple of alternates that are there as well, just in case anybody does not test well. So I thought it would be fitting, if this is the unofficial official cast, we should go through and see if we think they're all stars, or if we think that they are worthy of being on our screen again, what we think about each player. How do you guys feel about that?
I'm excited for this first competition they have to go through already. Just seeing if they're COVID negative. That's a good competition.
Yeah. Right?
That would be actually nerve-wracking. Like, I don't know. Like, it's like, we're all here. Like, what if I test positive and I don't know? Like, I don't know. So it is.
Would that be
Go ahead.
Would that be the first medical evac in Big Brother history?
They wouldn't even be in the game yet, but it would be they would just not even. I think they're actively having a bunch of people, too many people, just in case that some people tested positive. But yeah, it would be.
And then they'd probably just have to stay quarantined in a hospital in California, right?
Yeah. A, you can't get on Big Brother, which you're already planning on, and B, now you have COVID. You have COVID. It's a double. That would really suck.
Oh no.
That's true, but
bad day.
So there was a leak from, I don't know if it was CBS merch store. So apparently some merchandise with BB22 came out, and also people were reporting that they saw working on the lot where BB22 was happening. So people were right with these suspicions that things were moving forward. So I'm actually really happy about it, because I don't know, I haven't had a summer in 21 years without Big Brother. It's always been the summer of Big Brother for me, and I'm happy that it's still gonna happen. So the first all-star, I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah, I am too.
So most people are either winners or runner-ups, and I thought that they were just gonna get, anybody that said yes. So I'm actually pretty surprised that they did so well. But the first person we want to talk about is Josh Martinez. He is winner of Big Brother 19, and he's also been on The Challenge for the last few seasons. What do we think about him?
I don't know. I'm interested to see how he does with a new group of house guests. I think on his season he was way too much, and I think he could get away with a lot because no one knew him and they were all new to the game except for Paul, and he could kind of just do what he wanted to and people wrote him off. I think now people see that what he wanted to do got him to the end and he won, so I think he's gonna have to come up with a different strategy, because no one's gonna be fooled by it or write him off anymore.
Barbara?
I almost feel like they bring him on the show for the entertainment factor. Like, he gives me everything I need in regards to good television.
What?
He does. I'm all about the pans and the drama and all of that. It's just like, I don't predict that he will win the game. I just feel like, even watching him on the challenge, he tends to fall into drama very quickly and does a poor job of not leaving that bad taste in that other contestant's mouth. So I feel like he'll be targeted relatively, maybe not early, but somewhere in the middle. Like, yeah.
I think there'll still be a degree of him being written off, but not his strategy. But I think just like we can deal with him later and no one's going to want to work with him kind of thing. So I think I agree with Barb on that.
Well, I don't know if this is true, but we're just talking about rumors and gossip today. Apparently, CBS is kind of irritated with him as he's been trying to do some pre-gaming with people that have been rumored to be playing. And so to kibosh that, it's been rumored that he's going to become an alternate and not actually go on the show because they're annoyed by him doing all this pre-gaming.
Now, piss off production.
Not on the same page as you, Barbara. I find Josh really, really trying. And on the challenge, you haven't seen him, Nick, but gets into a lot of drama. So he's in a big fight right now with Swaggy and Bailey. I'm not sure if they have resolved that, but this season past, they had a huge blow-up fight on the challenge. And then 2 seasons ago, he had a huge fight with Pauly Calafiore, who we will be speaking about soon. So there's going to be drama, but I just don't know if he's going to be able to overcome the drama of it all. And I don't know if I want to see that drama. He just yells and cries, and
it's too much crying. That's for sure. Like he can't just be like, yeah, it was annoying to that person, and own it and then just be fine with it on his own. He has to cry and get people to comfort him. But I don't think there's going to be those people comforting him because everyone knows exactly what he is now and all his DRs. Like the people in the house that were still kind of on his side or comforting him weren't hearing his DRs about how he's so cocky and proud of himself. And I think it's all people who know his game. No one's going to be falling for it. But they're still not going to target him if he does make it in, I think. So I think he could actually get by like the first few rounds, and then we'll see. Unless he becomes extra annoying. Maybe he's amped it up even more. I don't know.
He has.
Okay, yeah. Then maybe.
Oh, no.
Really
I don't want that.
Well, we might as well talk about him now. So Pauly Calafiore, he's not, in my opinion, an all-star. He's obviously showed up a few times on the challenge. He's dating a challenge, we'll say superstar of the challenge. And so he's been in that world for the last little bit. He's not, from my perspective, that well liked in the challenge kind of world. And so I am surprised that they're asking him back because he's a little bit toxic on the challenge. And he wasn't, he was kind of toxic on Big Brother as well. So what do you guys think about Pauly?
Ooh, I think like Pauly's the type of guy that he'll win quite a few of those Big Brother challenges to get by. I think Pauly will probably make it pretty far, to be honest. I think as long as there's not he doesn't butt heads with another alpha male. I feel like that's always his downfall. He finds the other alpha male and he just decides to Billy goat with him. I don't understand why he just never works with the other alpha male. Like it's always him versus someone. So maybe even use someone like Josh as as a shield to not have that spotlight on him. I get like he's hit or miss for me. I think he might do well. I don't know. I have a feeling he just kind of will, unless and if he doesn't, it'll probably just be like just based on him, not even on anything that has to do with the game. Just him fighting with some girl on the show, and then everyone rallying together to vote him out as per usual.
I can see that for sure. Nick?
I think this time if he actually does have a serious partner and he's not going to be flirting with all the girls and making them mad at him.
Relationship, and their relationship started off because it seems, this is rumored, so if this is untrue, then I don't know, but he was dating someone from the Bachelor, a bachelorette from one of the Bachelor seasons,
Mm-hmm.
and he went on the challenge and started canoodling with this particular person, and now that pairing, obviously the person from the Bachelorette broke up, and he's been still living on the ranch with this particular person, but they have an open relationship. Apparently, I don't think they were actually seeing anybody else, but I wouldn't be surprised if he'd be allowed to do whatever he wanted within a house.
What happened to him in Cara Maria?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Cara Maria.
Oh.
It's always an open relationship with them. It's always been.
Well, let's hope all the all-stars that come back have partners and aren't interested in him so that he can actually focus on the game, because I think he was way too much about the women in the house the whole time, and then he would get jealous or annoyed. And I think if he was just focused on the game, he's coming back with all people who don't care that who he is. Like, oh, you're Cody's brother. Like, who cares? They're all all-stars at this point. I think he could maybe have a better season. Hopefully people will just be like, well, I mean, this guy could win the first or second HOH, so I'm obviously going to make him feel good. And then eventually it just falls into an alliance. Because I think he's like a solid enough player. Like, he showed trust. Like, I remember when he volunteered to go on the block the one time, like early in the game, when it was like one of his allies, Nicole HOH, I forget who, in 18. But he's a team player, and I think people will want to use him for that. I don't think he'll be anyone's ride or die, but I think he'll be in a core group, win some comps, and probably make it to jury. That's my assessment for him.
What I also think is really interesting is that it's rumored that he didn't get on this current season or most recently ended season of the challenge because he didn't pass a psych test. And so I'm curious if there's any truth that goes along with that, and what's the difference between the testing that happened on the challenge with what's happening on Big Brother. And if that's common knowledge, why would they be bringing someone that might not be mentally stable enough to stay within the house? So I'm worried just because what I've seen of him on the challenge. He pops off and he gets really angry, and he does have that, battling against something. He's always in an antagonistic relationship with people. And so I just don't know if I feel like that's going to be good for him as a human being. So hopefully he's, seen some therapists or whatnot, and he's kind of maybe fixed that, because obviously anybody deserves a second chance, but from what I've seen of him recently, I don't know if he's kind of grown yet, so we'll see.
I'm concerned. I mean, you got Bailey, you got Josh and Polly in the same house. Like, I'm scared.
You definitely want drama.
Let's talk about Bailey then. Do you guys consider Bailey to be a all-star?
No.
No.
Sorry. No.
I mean, when you compare all-stars to being like Dr. Will or Janelle or those are Danielle, like those are all-stars you need to see play again. Like, I don't think anyone's like, oh, when's Bailey's next chance to play? Like, I don't think anyone's like hounding to see that. So, I mean, I think she'll be interesting. I think she can hopefully learn a lot to not be trusting of people as much, and hopefully has a good game. But I don't think that she's an all-star for sure.
Yeah, so Bailey,
I'm wondering.
Sorry, go ahead.
Like, I mean, I would have rather seen Mama Day. Like, I don't know. I prefer Mama Day, even though like
a third.
I know, but she just gives, like, she's such good TV. Oh man, and her and Polly in the same house, like, come on.
Oh, that'd be too much.
Well, Bailey, though, has I don't know if she's mended fences with Tyler. So she had that a big fight with Tyler on the challenge. Her and Swaggy C had a big fight with Josh. So she's going to be in the house with two people that she's had really big fights with. But like, all these people pop off, and when they do it, I feel concerned. And so I wish that Big Brother would take that into consideration, that that's not good TV to me.
Yeah.
It makes me feel as though they are hurting themselves in a certain way when it's just too ballooned or too extreme for what it actually is. I understand that people express their emotions differently, but when I see that, it seems like it's somebody unhinged. So with her, or even with Polly or with Josh, like, it seems unhinged and it seems mentally
it might be, I might get backlash. I don't know from who, but just from saying this, but it also seems a little bit more like an American season would want this kind of thing and less so in a Canadian season. I don't think the producers would be bringing back all the super volatile people for an all-star season. They would bring back what's like actually good gameplay. And I think maybe they'd want just ratings and people crave the drama and chaos. And I mean, maybe that's why it's specifically Bailey is an all-star for this reason. I don't know. But yeah, she wouldn't be my pick if I was recasting a season. I think she's fine. Like she's more memorable than a lot of the house guests even on that season or many other seasons. So there's that going for her. But I don't know what I'm expecting of her this season if she's on.
I know. I mean, fingers crossed that she's learned something because she did spend a whole season on the challenge. Spoiler alert, she made it to the final. So, I mean, that was she might have changed and grown.
Yeah.
Going to be in the house without Swaggy C. So she definitely is going to be a little bit different without having a support system in there where because it seems that she wants to latch onto somebody, but if she's going in by herself, it might be different. And so I'm going to give high hopes that Bailey has learned a little bit to kind of reel in her emotions and not get caught up in the drama between Tyler and or Josh. So fingers crossed. I'm rooting for you, Bailey. Please.
Yeah.
Who else do we have? So we have Nicole Franzel from season 18 winner, and I believe she's on season 16 as well. She made it pretty far there, did she not?
She got like top 7 or 6 or something. I think she got on 16. She made it jury for sure. I just forget the exact number.
What do you think about her coming back?
I love her.
Really?
I've always liked her. I didn't get the appeal of bringing her back for season 18. I remember when she popped out of Bach, I'm like, Nicole, like I don't remember anything about her. And it's like relationship with Hayden and like, wasn't he out like second? I don't know. Or early on, like I just didn't remember anything of her game from season 16.
All the time? Like everything that she says is always like this?
I like her. I like her as a person, but I don't know why she was brought back as like a favorite for the season 18, like one of the 4 favorites. But then watching season 18, I'm like, okay, this is like, I remember I really like her. So I think if I watch season 16, I go in like focusing on her a little bit more, but she blended in a bit. But after 18, I'm hooked. I think she's smart. She's great. She knows how to look like pathetic or like weak in that, but she never is at any moment. She's just really good at making you think you can discredit her and stuff. And I don't know, she's really good at the game. I like her a lot.
Barb?
And she's funny.
Yeah, she has that way of like just that subtle unpredictability where you think that she's not there, like mentally, like in the game at all, and then suddenly you're out the door because she executed your demise from behind the scenes. So I think she'll do really well. We'll see. I was surprised that she came back the 3rd time, like when she already won, but we'll see.
I don't need a comp beast to be fans of a player or like a returnee at all, but I also like how she can hold her own in the comps and win many of them. But like I wouldn't think of her as a comp beast, but she's won a lot of things as well. So I think she's just a well-rounded player all over, and I want to see if they finally catch on. Like, yeah, we got to get rid of her first this time.
I'm the biggest fan of Nicole. I was obviously very happy that she won against Paul because I wasn't a big fan of him. I didn't mind her and on Amazing Race with Victor. I believe that they're still engaged, so I think that's interesting too, her coming in differently this time around. Her gameplay, yeah, she definitely plays dumb or doesn't know what's going on, and that's her shtick. And so it will be interesting with everybody knowing that's how she plays the game to see how she plays. And I do feel as though since we're doing an all-star season that her gameplay is a valid gameplay to have put as be part of the mix here. Because instead of it being like, oh, I like that particular player, I think I'm more so kind of gauging like, oh, I like that gameplay, or I'm interested to see how that gameplay interacts with this gameplay, because they're all winners. A lot of them are winners or highly ranked players. So it's going to be strategy versus strategy more so. That I'm going to be looking at anyways. And so I'm going to be interested to see how her strategy fares this time around and if she changes it up.
I think she balances the other cast members we've already talked about out a lot. Like she balances out that kind of calm energy or goofy or quirky or like you want to root for her. And also I realized she, like you mentioned the Victor thing, each season she played, she was boy crazy, always chasing a boy and that. And now she's engaged and he's not there. So she's going to be just pure game, which I'm excited about.
Awesome. That's so true. So I'm agreeing with you here, even though I don't love her.
You will.
But I'm interested in what she has to offer. So another surpriser. I don't like. They can't be real. But Danielle Donato, she was the runner-up of season 8. She hasn't played in a long time, pretty much a decade, maybe a little bit more.
No, she was brought back for 13. Danielle
Yeah,
was on
she's
Rachel
season 8,
Riley.
and then she was the coach.
When she met Dominic, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, she hasn't played. Yeah, I guess in 8 years. But she was in the runner-up against her father in that particular season. I definitely loved her gameplay both of the seasons that she played. I love watching what she has to do, so I'm actually really excited that they got her. I think she's like a top tier.
Yeah.
She's a sought after house guest for sure.
Hundo. So what do you guys think?
I'm super excited if she plays. I don't remember much of her game in 13, I will say. I don't know why, but I remember a lot more of her game on 8. Also, I've watched a lot of clips recently from 8 now because I love it. Yeah, she's another all-around good player, more of the comp beast. She's kind of like a more recent Janelle, I would say. Actually, she's only 2 seasons after her. Anyways, I think that Danielle is super interesting to watch, and she's going to kill it.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what she's going to do. Because in season 8, her playing with her dad that was a good dynamic to see. And even on the other season when she was the coach, like I found her even better on that season because that's when she got like real grimy, real snaky, and it was just so entertaining to watch.
It was a coach's season 13? No.
Yeah, it was her, Brittany, Dan.
Oh, that was Janelle.
No, it's not Janelle. Oh my God! Whoops.
She was brought back the one before that.
Sorry. Okay. I do remember, like, from what I do remember, I did remember liking seeing her on my television. There was for some reason she just was able to be not cold, but not too nice, but at the same time nice enough to have a good social game, but at the same time still was able to win challenges when she needed to. I think she left the game not because she was a poor competitor, she left the game because she was targeted. So like I'm kind of curious to see how she's going to do now when there's been years of other targets in like since her. Like she might not be the person that they go for right away.
Well, and also like I don't really think the new school players have done their homework, and I don't think that they will know how dangerous some of these people they brought back actually are. I think that they are kind of just in their own little last 5 season bubble, and like these are the only people that matter. These are who I see at all like the events and stuff like that. And so I think the relevancy of the past players is probably going to bode well for them to do better, because I feel like they're more strategic. The people that are kind of before season maybe 10 or so, maybe 14, but like before that there was more about strategy, and now it's just a different dynamic. And I feel that I'm excited to see if the old school players are going to be able to dominate and just kind of run circles around them. But obviously it depends on if it's going to be a comp heavy season or not, or how that plans out. But I'm pumped to see Danielle play again.
I think Danielle is like a good word for her is that like in every alliance she's in, she's always like a champion for that alliance. Like she's always going out and winning the comps, making the tough decisions, going out and rallying the votes. Like she plays hard, and I think people will be scared of that, but I think the people who get into power will want to use it because she has a lot of sway, and just like she can get a strong group through the early stages of the game for sure, and maybe into the late. So yeah, I'm excited.
So we also have Tyler Crispin. So he was the runner-up of season 20. What do you guys think about him?
I'm really excited to see him back. He's actually like the one player that I've seen thus far that I'm like, yeah, like he deserves like to come back. Like he's probably one of the first people that they should have called. I think even in his season, I don't know, like it might have been a case of
bitter jury.
Yeah, so you know what I mean, like. So I'm kind of curious to see how he's gonna maneuver, because Nicole even tried to get him out before, like, and then he ended up getting her, right? So
Who?
back when, wasn't Nicole and Tyler? No, Nicole was on season 18. Tyler's on season 19. Okay, so Tyler was on Josh's
20.
season, no?
So
20.
Tyler was part of the season with Faute and Level 6. And so
Oh yeah, okay.
still there.
Okay.
The runner-up next to Casey.
Casey
And
JC.
yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I was actually like really surprised that he didn't win, but I guess apparently it was just poor jury management was what it came down to. Is that the reason why he lost?
Well, I think didn't it come down to a 4-3 or a 5-4, whatever it was, and Bailey's was the last vote to be revealed.
Oh,
And went to
right.
Casey. I think they did it in reverse order, and I'm pretty sure Bailey's vote was revealed last. And like maybe I'm just making that up, but I think I remember that. I don't know. I watched the fight, the season 20 fight just before coming on here, and I don't think there's any getting over that for either of them. I forget who was lying, or was it just a misunderstanding, or was Tyler actually lying about all these things about Angela? But either way, I just don't think that they were going to have any trust for each other, Bailey and him, at all. I can't see anyone coming back from that.
About Bailey is that if she puts her trust in someone, she expects it to be reciprocated at the same level of devotion that she's putting into it.
Mm-hmm.
And so if somebody doesn't seem to agree or does something that's against that, she feels very targeted, very taken advantage of, like,
Mm-hmm.
like all those feelings of, it's like she's been abandoned. Like it's a lot of feelings that she takes from, because she puts so much heart and she's being so 100, and
Mm-hmm.
that, and she getting duped or whatnot. She gets really reactive towards that, and so I don't think that she will be making a final two or have any trust in him at all. I don't think so. I think they'll find someone else. I think that's how she plays, but I don't think it'll be him.
Well, I think Tyler has a lot more game than just his reaction with Bailey in the house, and I think he's smart enough to navigate it, keep his distance, maybe make some connections when it feels right. But I think he'll be able to still thrive in a house without, or even with Bailey there, even if she is coming after him or whatever. I don't know. After watching 20, I kind of compared Tyler's game to more like a ditzier, blonder Dr. Will kind of game. Like I think he's got a lot of the same vibes, and I think that he's more of a modern day mastermind like that people want to see. So I think people want to work with him because they know he can keep them safe, but I don't think he'll squeak by the top 4 or be taken. He was taken to final 2 by Casey, I think, right? Like I don't think anyone will take him far like they did when he didn't win in his season. I think people will be a lot more scared of him and use him till maybe like top 7 or 8, and then he'll probably go around mid-jury. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I see him going pretty far because he's probably going to win stuff. I think he's charming enough to, get with some other people other than the people that he might be most familiar with. So I think he's going to go towards the people he doesn't know very well and kind of charm them a little bit, because who knows how active they've been. I don't know if they've been watching every season, like live feeding. Like they might be knowledgeable.
I think he's a pretty big fan. I don't know about the other people though. Like.
So I have actually high hopes. I definitely think he'll get to jury. I don't think that he'll be an immediate target at all. I think there's going to be a lot more flashy targets, and easy, louder
targets for sure. And he's just like a naturally popular guy, right? So I feel like everyone's just going to want him to be around. And and plus he's studied the game quite a bit, so I think he'll make some smart decisions.
And he'll learn from his past season as well. So. If he's coming back to win, because he probably is like, oh man, like runner up, that sucks. He had that game. He could have won that.
Oh yeah.
Made a few little mistakes.
Bailey. It's like Bailey's vote.
Right?
The
That's
one
the
vote.
thing, though. Like, if you're going to stab someone in the back that you've been working with, like, make sure that they're not going to be upset with you when you do it, you know?
Or
Like,
get them out before jury.
Right. Like, come on.
so I'm super excited to hear about this player. I'm surprised that they are coming back if this is true, because it also has been rumored that she said that I am absolutely not coming back. I have a family, blah, blah, blah. But Miss Janelle Pierzina
Really?
is apparently on this list as to coming back. Now, she's definitely about, like 15, 16, 17 years older than when she first played this game. She was a fan favorite all the way in season 14. She was one of the coaches that came back, and she did have, I thought she was going to do a lot better, but she kind of got, duped by somebody that was on her team, and so she didn't end up going very far on the coaches season. But she's been third place twice. She has the capability to win because she's competitive. She is strategic. She's likable. So I'm excited to see what she has to offer. I thought she did a pretty decent job on The Amazing Race. And unfortunately, because she was partnered with Brittany, sorry, Brittany, I love you, but you weren't necessarily holding your weight when you guys were doing The Amazing Race. I feel like Janelle did most of the heavy lifting there. And so I think that she has a really good chance of doing well, because I don't think any of these people know who she is.
Really? Janelle is literally
Really?
the template for how you compare to a great house guest.
I feel like they just don't do their homework. I just don't think so. I mean, I could be very wrong, but
Yeah, I hope you are, because I want everyone to flock to her and be googly-eyed and want to work with her and have her win. That's my goal. Yeah, she was one of the first people I was just like, killer house guest all the way. And Danielle from season 3. Those, like, just those.
Oh, yeah.
People. I was just like, wow, they know what they're doing, and it was, yeah, they're really good to watch.
Like, you're just excited to, like, okay, how are they going to spin this? Their diary rooms are not just screaming at the camera. Like, they're funny, and they're talking about their strategy. Like, I don't know, the vibe is, I want to see her diary rooms and be like, who are these idiots? Or whatever she's saying.
Yeah, honest.
Yes, he's honest. Any thoughts about Janelle?
I hope she can still crush all the comps like she used to as well. Like, I think she's still going to be fit, and I didn't see The Amazing Race for that one, but like, I think she's going to still keep up with everyone who's maybe like still in their 20s. I think she'll be fine. So.
Yeah, she'll be all right. Perhaps.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, unpopular opinion. I just feel like her story arc is complete. Like, I don't necessarily, I would have rather have seen someone else. Like, I'm going to get, like shunned for this, but I think I don't know. I'm good.
I'm about to exit you from this chat.
She's played 3 times.
I cast the elf.
But like,
I just like, you know, when like they keep on bringing back like Johnny Bananas over and over again, or Boston Rob over and over again, and it's just kind of like, okay, we get it. Like, you're good at this game. Like,
but that's how I'd feel about like, Devon, because Devon is fine at the game, but Janelle is like great hero at the game. Yeah. I think she's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
I'm so shocked here. I'm gonna have to pick up my jaw. Like,
good to have people's opinions differ from yours sometimes.
I know, right?
Yeah.
You know who I wanted to see? I wanted to see Enzo, and that's like, who? Like, honestly, Enzo was like the best one out of that brigade. Like, he was such good TV. Like, I want to see characters like that, like ones that they haven't exhausted. Like, I just feel like certain characters they just keep on bringing back over and over again, and then it's just kind of like, okay, like.
Well, rumor has it that Enzo is an alternate.
Oh, really?
Yes!
He may be quarantining right now, and so I've also heard rumors that Josh has been dabbling in some extracurricular activities, and so maybe he hasn't been too COVID safe. So I don't know. I feel as though Josh might not end up on this from the rumors and just like all the buzzings around. Maybe it's going to be Enzo instead of Josh.
I'd be okay with that. I liked Enzo.
So we have Ian Terry, season 14 winner, winning against Dan, which is quite shocking. So what do you think about Ian? Nick?
I liked Ian. I think, yeah, he was good to watch. He was super loyal to his group. He was a little naive to think people would turn on him in his season, or at least I mixed them up because they were both with Dan, weren't they? Both his seasons?
He's only had
Or
one
no, as Ian's only about, never mind, sorry. I mixed,
with Steve.
yeah, Ian got bamboozled when they turned on Brittany, and like, was it Dan who convinced someone to put up Brittany? I don't know. Ian got duped, and I see a lot of myself in Ian because I get naive when I just like trust people so wholeheartedly, or I just think that they're not going to go against me. And he still overcame it and got far and won. So I know that he's good in a group and he's good on his own, and he knows this game, and he has like the passion to win. Like he won't ever quit. I don't think he'll go hard. And I like we both hate quitters, right? So I think he'll be awesome to see play again.
And he was also super young when he played his first season.
Yeah, 21, I think.
He's like a good, 6-7 years on him now.
Mm-hmm.
He's, done some podcasts where he's talked about seasons, et cetera, et cetera. So like he's still involved in the game aspect of it. So if he's coming back and he's going to defend his title, like I think he's going to be prepared to win. Like coming back to win. I don't think any winners that come back don't think that they're going to be the victor. And so I never thought that he would come back. He didn't seem like the type of player that would. So the fact that he is apparently, I'm excited to see what he has to do, how he's going to play. Like, I think that's a good pick.
Yeah. And like, honestly, he does have a lot to prove. I mean, his win was a little bit more on the controversial side.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see what he does with that.
For sure. And not having Dan there will be interesting too, because Dan did, even though he made his own decision, he won out a bit at the end as well. It'll be interesting to see if he has his own strategy going to, and navigating on his own instead of kind of like learning and adapting and saving himself with competition. So it'll be interesting. We have Hayden Moss from season 12, winner. He also played on Survivor. He did quite well in Survivor. I can't remember what he was in the jury. No.
Yes. Yes, he made his.
Was he runner up there too, or no? I remember he did decently well, but I don't remember how he placed.
Yeah, he definitely. I'm gonna look that up. Definitely made it to the jury.
I don't remember how he did, but I remember being happy that he came over to Survivor. I was excited to see him on my screen at that time. I don't particularly remember his gameplay.
That's why I went like this when you said it. I'm like, I know he was in the brigade. I know he fought with Rachel, and he kind of just was invisible. And he was kind of like he was a good player, solid, kind of like Casey. Like they both just were a little invisible, liked by everyone. The cameras didn't love to feature his story. He doesn't have much of one that I remember. And then he wins. So it's like, I don't know. He's like the male Casey to me. Probably will do fine. I don't know his game though.
Yeah. Do you think like bro down with Tyler? They're kind of similar prototypes.
I could see that, and I could see everyone else being scared of that because they're two finalists pairing up together that are very similar. Probably, I don't know. Like, it would be scary to me if I was in that house.
No, I'd be like, oh, who are they gonna bring in? Because they're both gonna bring in ladies, I think, and like, I don't know.
We need Karen to go big buck hunting. Boom.
It looks like it says that he was voted out at the final 5 in Survivor. So he made it quite far, even on both of those, like Survivor, and I mean Big Brother he won, Survivor final 5. So he definitely has social skill. He definitely has like the social skill to take him where he needs to go. And he's been removed from the game for quite a bit. That the new school people, they might not even remember that he won his season.
They are not super fans. I don't feel. So there's also people that have been rumored. So that was pretty much the list that was from TMZ today.
So no Dan Giesling. We talked like a month ago about like Dan, and I was just and Paul, and I was like, I don't even want to watch this.
Well, Dan rumor, I think he was trolling everybody because he was saying that he was going to have like a big announcement a couple Sundays ago, and really was something about his Twitch site. So I think he was trolling people, being like,
Okay.
going offline for a week, and then being like, actually, no, I'm not being sequestered right now. So I think that was a bit of a troll to get people onto his Twitch account. So the also rumored people are Cody Calafiore. So I'm hoping that it's Cody and Holly, and it's just an error in Calafiore's, because I would be interested in seeing Cody play again.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
He's smoother. He's more likable. He's smoother. He's kind of like, he's the good witch version of the Calafiores. I don't know. I like Cody a lot more than Polly, I think.
Absolutely. So if that's a true thing, I would be happy that it's a happy accident, and we will have Cody instead. It will be, as we've been saying, without people having their crutches in the game, it'll be interesting to see how they played. Yes, he was the runner-up, but he also took Derek to the end, and obviously Derek was going to win, and I know that he took that as a risk, and he wanted to go to the end with him, with knowing that he might lose against him. But it's kind of like, okay, maybe he's learned now that, like, you know, it's a big financial difference between first and second place, and maybe he'll play his own game, get to the end, and take home the W this time.
Yeah.
Also rumored, you said her name before, is Danielle Reyes has been.
Oh, yeah.
I hope so.
Now, forget her in there, because we're kind of a little shy on, we'll say, a POC representation for this All-Star season. When they have the pick of the litter, like, they should be able to have a little more variety, I would say, in backgrounds. But if Danielle came in, that'd be cool.
I like her a lot. I also just want to add one to rumored list and hope for it to be true, but Helen from 15, I know we talked about that.
Yeah.
Helen came back. I'm just making this up. I've not read this at all, but I wish she would come back and play.
I actually do want to see some season 15. Like, there was a lot of great cast members on that season. It's just that season was so tarnished and with bad publicity that they just never touch it.
Well, Anne has been quite vocal as to being a little bit a bit upset with CBS for not wanting to bring him back, or even he's never gotten a call to.
Who's this?
Andy.
Okay. And he was great too. He was a great player.
I didn't personally enjoy his strategy. I was rooting for other people other than him. Obviously, in the final two against Gina Marie, I'm going to vote for Andy to win there. And I did see more of his gameplay after, kind of like looking back, or how he kind of laid out how he was maneuvering. So I do think he was a worthy winner, but I didn't enjoy his gameplay, and I was definitely rooting for other people throughout the entire season.
Watching him play was infuriating, but like, he's one of those players that I went back and watched after, and it was like, oh, that's actually a good move. But like, watching it live, like as it was playing out, it was just infuriating watching him like scurry all around the house.
I don't remember the details of it, but one of my favorite moves where I've actually seen it not come back to bite someone was, I think, during the double eviction, where it happened in Big Brother Canada too, but like, you come up with a lie, you just convince yourself it's true, and you spread it around the house, and then it gets acted on, and there's no ramifications. Even at final two, like, he did that when he targeted Alyssa for saying something she didn't do, or like, we know you voted this way, but it was Andy who did it. I know, like, Ronnie tried to do that on season 6 and pin a vote on someone to do it, and it didn't work. But in the Big Brother Canada, when like Netta went in and had to do the instant eviction, and then just comes out and is like, Allison, I know what you did. I have to nominate you for this reason. And everyone's just like, what? And then she's gone. Like, I love plays like that, because they're so Cylon-y, they're so sneaky, and like, that's what I want to see in Big Brother. And there's a little bit more of that, I would say, in Survivor. But I liked Andy for that reason, and I would be happy to see him back too.
I'd be happy to see him play again, but I didn't like watching his game live, 100%.
Fair.
So another person that I'm very excited to see that's on the rumored list is Kesar from season 6.
Oh, yeah. Him and Janelle in the same house.
I mean, that would
go.
What up, Kesar? I would be interested to see how he plays again. Obviously, a lot of time has gone since he's been kind of in the conversation. He's just a very likable human being. He's diverse, and so he brings another culture, another perspective into the game, which I'd always be interested in seeing. And he's probably learned more about the game now, and so I would want to see how his game and strategy has evolved in the last 15 years or whatever.
He was, I don't know how to feel about him because he's kind of like, I rooted for him and he was like, yeah, he got a bad like raw deal a few times with like Jenny backdooring and that, but he's also cocky and he was a little condescending sometimes. And like, I don't know whether he'd be a hero or villain if you were picking cast on that way. So he's kind of a question mark for me, but I just know that no matter what he is, I like watching him. So if he's back, that would be crazy good. I just hope he's a little more humble this time than he has been in the past. He's just like, he just gets really sure of himself, and if he vocalizes it, be sure of yourself and internalize it. That's my only advice to him.
What's the age demo of this house? Does anyone know?
It's like 20 somethings and like almost 40 somethings, it seems.
I find that honestly, like when they have older cast members, it just makes a better season. Like when the cast is just too young, it's just drama.
Yeah.
Obviously, like I agree, having a wide variety of players. Also, I feel like it's more about gameplay the older the players are, and less about drama and Instagram followers, as it seems to be for the younger players. So that's what I think we all like about the older players, is that it's more about the game. It's not about all the after stuff. So that's what I like about it, anyways. So another alternate. Paul.
No, get out.
Yeah! Yeah! Unpopular opinion right over here. Yeah. Bring him back. Bring him back. Let's do this.
You don't think you see the game enough coming
Paul,
back?
If Paul makes it to the final two again, I don't even care if he doesn't win. He's the best person, like best player, one of the best to play this game. If he makes it to the final two again, you cannot deny that he's one of the best.
But I don't think people deny that. I think it's just it's just boring. Like how you said, I don't need to see Janelle play again. I think we've seen it play out. I think it's the same way. Like I said it about Dayon. I say it about Paul. It's just like I don't need to see it, especially if Josh is there. Come on.
Why do I love the characters that everyone hates? It's so funny. But like I know, like the first time around, we all love Paul, and then the second time around was like, ooh.
I think it's because you're Scorpio.
Yeah, maybe. I love that like Scorpio energy. Like upset me and I'll burn your house down. It's fine.
Paul, though, for me, it's exactly that. I've seen him play. I don't enjoy his game that much, whether it's good or not. I don't enjoy watching it. I don't enjoy how, like, season 19 was probably my least favorite season up until last season. Like, I don't even know if I want to watch this anymore because I really dislike that season so much. And he was the steerer of that ship. That was his game, and the whole season was his beauty, his baby. Like, it was all him. And I didn't.
In all fairness, though,
what?
Season 19 like had like a group of players that were just so questionable that it was just like, was it really Paul? Did Paul make the season bad, or did everyone make the season bad? Like, you know what I mean?
I would have loved to see all those characters play without Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, true. That would have been
very interesting. I would have really enjoyed that a lot better than it being the season of Paul. And
I think it doesn't matter about who's in the house with him. I think he's just really good at convincing everyone to just get in line. He'll lead you, and you and your group will get to the end and make it far, as long as you just don't question him and do everything. And like it'll happen with no matter who's in the house. So I think it's just, that's why she's saying it's Paul's game. Like we've seen Paul's game of follow the leader and just do what I say and we'll get to the end. And yeah, it's effective. It works. It's safety in numbers. I get it. But it's like, I want to see new stuff. I want to see new things happening and new strategies. And if he makes it to the end, if he is on, I will be converted into thinking he is the best player, and it'll be everyone around him's fault. He's just got, whether he's got lucky by being with 3 casts who he can dupe, or he literally could just dupe anyone. Then maybe if the latter is true, then he is the best player.
Well, and also I feel like for me, he's not that likable, and I think that seeing people come back, even if it's with the same strategy, I didn't enjoy him any of the seasons that he played on. You compared Boston Rob, you said that like you're overseeing his game. I'm not overseeing his game because I like Boston Rob, and I want to see Boston Rob do well and see Boston Rob's strategy do well, or change it up. Same with Janelle. Like, I like her as a person. I feel as though we'd get along as people and probably work together within the game. So I want to see her come back in and do well. With Paul, I don't think that I would want to be in the game with him. I would not want to have the season of Paul if I was in the house. I don't think I would get along with him as a person. And so I don't feel like I need to see his game again,
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he makes it to the end, sorry, go back. Go.
Oh no, go ahead.
It's just a quick, like, if he does make it to the end, like you predict or you want to maybe see, and then we get a jury being like, Paul did this, and getting bitter, I would just go up and slap them all in the face and say, shut your mouths, you did this. Like, they literally would do it to themselves. So no one can blame Paul anymore. He's had 2 back-to-back seasons, proven he'll play the exact same way. If anyone gets duped on him, it is their fault, and no sympathy for me.
I hope this time he watches his seasons back before he goes into the house. That was his mistake. Like, he just didn't watch his season back, and like that's he did the same thing.
I don't think his ego will let him go back and see that he didn't play a perfect game.
Maybe he should call every house guest and be like, how did I fuck up? Why didn't I win? Okay, that's your opinion, write it down. And get all like 30 house guests that he messed up, why he didn't win 2 times. And probably some of them just hang up on him. I don't know. But like, good learning experience.
So the last...
definitely...
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was supposed to say, like he gives me, like if I were to compare him to a Survivor player, he kind of gives me that Russell Hantz vibe, where it's like you play the right game the wrong way.
Like,
I love Russell's like great TV. He just plays the right game the wrong way.
I hate that family. Sorry.
Bring back Lily Hunt.
Brandon, no Russell. Like, I'm just not down with that vibe at all. Sorry, Bob. I'm happy that we had you here, though, because like I didn't really think that I knew anybody that had those opinions.
So I'm here.
Alternates are Christmas Abbott and Catherine Dunn from last season. So, what do you think about those 2?
Are they actually coming
Catherine,
back?
They're rumored. They're rumored alternates.
Okay, Catherine, yes.
Catherine for sure.
Yeah.
I even forget who you said the first one was because I don't. Oh, Christmas. I don't want to see.
She's the one with the broken leg that won the foot race.
Oh, I remember. I just forgot the name because I already wrote them off as being like, nope. But like, okay, Josh, Christmas, and Paul in a season again? No, get out of here. Beat it.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah.
Beat it.
Exactly. I agree. Christmas didn't really do anything for me. There was a lot of potential, but then she really just got roped in by playing the game that Paul's wanted her to play. So it was just basically her, Paul, and Josh mentioning that was just in a trio, made it to the end. Cool. I saw it happen. One of the 3 of you won. Cool. Unless she's going to completely be a different player now, I just don't really see her doing anything that I'm excited about seeing. But the difference is, though, she had broken her foot in the very early beginnings. And so maybe she had to completely change her strategy because she was, wasn't able to be the comp beast that she really intended on being. And so maybe seeing her intended gameplay, it might be interesting because, she had to obviously change it up with having that injury.
I think she can have a good redemption story, and I think I can see why she was asked to play again because she she was such a trooper and she lasted, and now she won't have a broken foot injury. I hope this many years later. I hope not. But I would like to see her without Josh or Paul. Like if she's coming back, make her alone with these vets, or coming back as a new vet in a solo season when there's no other vets but her. Like I don't know, something like that. But not her with Josh and or Paul. Like not. I don't want to see it.
No, me neither. Catherine.
Yeah. Catherine, 100%. We just loved watching everything about Catherine, how goofy she was in her diary rooms. Like you say, you liked Janelle for the diary rooms. Catherine was like pure diary room. She was like Brittany, like basically in the diary rooms. I loved her, and we would laugh all the time. And yeah, apparently I heard she's like a good person too. One of my friends used to go to school with her, was like, a childhood friend of hers, and talking about like how she's just like actually a solid person. So I'm like, okay, I want to see it again.
I feel like the show almost lost something like entertainment wise when Catherine left.
Yeah.
Or was voted out.
For sure. No, I think Catherine is a decent pick. I think that, hopefully with her having to deal with Holly and Jackson, like I just think that whole love triangle thing, like I think that she's playing on her own. I think that she will come back in. She'll be entertaining. I don't know how strategic she is, but like I'm interested to see her be, she'll probably sidle up with Janelle and become like friends with her, and Janelle and her might be able to do some maneuvering. And I'm interested enough to see what she has to play. I don't think I'd consider her to be an all-star, but I'm all interested in seeing her play again.
Yeah, I think she's a point of interest, but all-star is a strong word. I would say something like all-star would be Janelle, Kaser, like those are all stars, I would say. I would be super excited to see Catherine. I think she'll be fun. I think she has a degree of floater to her. Like even in her season, she was kind of like wrong side of the votes, trying to pick up the pieces of alliances, see who wanted her, and like, but she still did well even in that role when the lines were so divided. But she's entertaining for me. Like her attitude, her choice of words, everything, her personality, everything in the game is entertainment for me. And I don't know why producers think we need loudmouths who bang pots or swear or demean people.
Because Barbara, there are Barbaras in the world.
Barb, the executive producer of Big Brother.
I think the people that are rumored quickly, who like out of all those people, who do you think has the best shot to win? Go, Nick.
Just the ones that we just talked about rumored?
Well, not rumored, but like everybody that we talked about today.
The cast list.
Being rumored.
I think Ian could do it again. I honestly do. I think you write him off enough that you don't really care about him. You still want to work with him. You know he's there. Like he's not invisible, but you just don't see him making massive moves. But he's going to be in every alliance, and he's always going to be talking to everyone and having a good personal relationship with them. I think he's social. He proved he was good at comps, and he's very, very smart. I think Ian could do it.
Pretty good.
I think Hayden, because Hayden is just like if he can still have that same social game that he was able to pull off before, where you're clearly one of the people that they should have just got rid of first, but somehow you're able to like quietly move your way without pissing people off to the end. If he can kind of manage to do that and let everybody else like eat each other before he gets there, I think he can kind of win his way to the final four, maybe at least, and then from there, win his way out. Yeah.
I'm gonna go for a lady. I'm gonna say Danielle Donato. I think that, she hasn't been around for that long. I don't know if people will realize how dangerous she actually is. She's very strategic, and she also wins when she needs to. I think that, she'll be able to kind of play off like, I'm just a mom, like a little bit, and people will really underestimate her.
Yeah.
Also petite, you know what I mean? I'm not sure if she's going to be blonde or brunette, but if she's blonde, I think she should be better off if she went brunette, actually, for this particular season. But I think that she'll be able to fade into the back and then just come out and strike. And people will let her slip by before they realize how she set herself up to be in the finals. So I'm going to root for Danielle. I think a lady, or I'd love to see a woman take the season, an all-star season. That'd be thumbs up from me. You're gonna say something, Nick?
I'm just so excited, like just thinking about it. Like Danielle, the first time she played, she was 21. Then I think she came back at like 27 or 26. Like she's gonna be in her 30s now, and like all these people we remember were already probably in their like late 20s or 30s when they played. So that's all gonna be like 30s and 40s now. And like I'm pumped that I think the youngest person will probably be like 29 or something. Like
Oh,
I feel like if I got on, I'd be the old guy on the season.
I could be the old woman, the old lady for sure.
I think you're in an age group they don't even take anymore. Like
Yeah, I don't think so. They don't take definitely not. I mean,
like 30s is old now, and I'm just so happy that everyone's 30s now. Like I'm excited.
all the good players anyways, because I mean, I don't know because I'm older now, but like I don't find the gameplay of the 20 somethings good.
Season 20, that's like they were all in their 20s pretty much.
Like, just wanna like wah.
Yeah.
So any other comments, anything else you guys want to say?
Sorry. Real quick, I just wanted to say, like, I would have loved to have seen Nokomis, like the person who invented the back door, you know, like legends like that. Like, I would have loved to see her. I would have loved to, even if like for a recency bias, seen Brett. You know, the one that yeah, just for the antics, and that's yeah,
like those.
I know. I'm all about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind if, you know, she definitely, you know, the six-finger plan, backdoor plan, she kind of changed the game.
Just smart people, like, that aren't like, ooh, like, you know, like, I'm gonna win everything.
I'd see her again for sure. Anybody before season 10, I would see again in a heartbeat. Oh, and not season 10 at all.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was like, waiting for it.
But yeah.
What happened to I thought we were talking about Haley. Like Haley from 20 was a rumor.
Oh.
Not on this recent list.
Okay. Maybe it's just word hearsay.
Well, I mean, maybe she'd be on. I wouldn't mind seeing her again. I just don't want them to be stacked too much with too many people from the same season in the
From 20, yeah. Agreed. I don't want it to be like a season.
Rather like a Scotty or Fezzy coming back.
It's too much. It's too much. No.
Now, is there any chance that this will get shut down or prevented from going? Or like, am I to get my hopes up that I'm going to watch a season of Big Brother soon? Have you read anything like, because I haven't been reading anything.
Is that the state's just kind of on a rise right now with their cases. And it seems as though it's become a little bit more political to be wearing masks. And so it's like, if you're a Democrat, you know, you will wear a mask. If you're a Republican, you won't wear a mask. And so I believe that California is a mask wearing state.
Oh, yeah.
So that will bode well, I think, for the people that are working there. They have seemingly kind of made a system where you'd be working 1 month on. So all the crew is going to be quarantined as well, tested as well, 2 weeks beforehand. So the crew's probably there as well right now. Work for a month, and then they can go home for 2 weeks, and then they're going to be quarantined again for 2 weeks, and then come back for a month. And so that's what they seem to be doing with the staff. I think what would shut them down now is if there's any more stricter rules that have could be applied from the governor of California. And so that's pretty much would be the only reason why I would think it gets shut down, is if they decide to like close down everything.
Okay.
I don't think that's the case right now. But yeah, if they were in Florida, I'd be like, no chance.
Well, yeah.
No chance. New York, probably not either. But I think California had a spike, but I'm hoping that in 2 weeks, when they want to bring everybody in the house, it'll be on the decline.
Mm-hmm. And I think the house guests, even if they're like, okay, we tested you, you come back negative, you chill for 2 weeks in a hotel. Like, I think everyone who's raring to go will be like, yep, I will not break any rules. Like, lock me up for 2 weeks, then put me in the house. And I think once it's there, it's like fail-proof, right? Like, if everyone's just in a bubble and they don't let anyone in, there can't be COVID.
Exactly.
So hopefully that's what they do, and they don't let it.
Well, that's why, like, all the people, the whole crew is going to be quarantined as well. Basically, they're going to be using, I believe, trailers for the most part, and so I feel like they're taking precautions to prevent anybody from getting COVID. If anybody gets COVID, obviously it's going to be shut completely down. So
that's a dedicated crew though. Like they used to just go home every night. Like that's good. Like I'm happy that they have a crew that wants to do that because
I would do that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
I mean, it's also your job, like your career. Like you love probably working on the show. It's probably what you look forward to, like as a contract, like every summer, you know. So
yeah, but I think didn't like BB Can 8. I heard it got shut down mostly because the crew didn't want to be subject to the dangers. Not like
I think it was before. It was the beginning of COVID.
We didn't really know. Yeah,
we didn't know what it was going to be like. I think it was too early. If it was happening at the now time after they haven't been working for 3 months and they would love to get back and get a paycheck again, I think that they might have different thoughts as to what they're willing and able to do. Even as an actor, we now have to say yes that we're going to abide to a lot of different COVID precautions. So like if I would book something, like I would still be quarantined. Like I would still you have to wear a shield mask, like get temperature tests every day, and that's just working on a regular television or film and television set. So things are changed now, and rules are shifted and changed, and so I think that's why more people are going to be abiding by them, because it's the new way, that's the new normal.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all I got to say. Thanks for hanging out with me on our 100 subscriber day.
And now we know what happened on Wednesday.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Make sure you subscribe right down below. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Ring the bell so you'll be notified every time we have a new episode. And other than that, have a great Wednesday. Yay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.